What you must know about the continuous voter registration exercise by Inec. It is noteworthy that the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, has continued to ramp up its mandate on how the Nigerian nation must consolidate our democratic experiences through more resilient and robust participation of voters in all elections. One strategic way of increasing the participation of voters at elections is by making sure that all eligible voters are given easy and convenient access to register for elections on a regular basis. This paramount responsibility has become one of the major statutory duties of Inec. According to the National Chairman of Inec, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, on the resumption of the Continuous Voter Registration (CVR) exercise, he quickly alerted voters to this significant fact.
As you are aware, the history of creating and expanding polling units in Nigeria has been long and complex. Their adequacy and accessibility in terms of number and location across the country were some of the challenges that had to be addressed in the interest of credible elections.
One of the pivots of the Continuous Voter Registration (CVR) is the expansion of the access to polling units for voters, both registered and eligible but not yet registered. The focus of making new polling units available to voters before the CVR exercise is yet a pivotal deliverable for Inec. As at today, there are 176,846 polling units which can be accessed by voters across Nigeria, and details can now be viewed in the searchable database of Inec at the official website www.inecnigeria.org/elections/polling-units. Briefly, here are the major takeaways from this political empowerment exercise. Citizens who are now 18 or above and are eligible to vote but who have not been registered by Inec. Any registered voter who has had issues during accreditation in previous electoral exercise. Any voter who wants to transfer his or her PVC to a new location for convenience, ease of access and safety. Any registered voter whose PVC is damaged. Any registered voter who wants to correct his or her biodata, for example, wrongly spelt name. Effective from Monday 28 June 2021, Inec has resumed the continuous registration of voters in stages earlier agreed to by all stakeholders. Importantly, Nigerians who have in the past voted at the newly converted voting points and voting point settlements are hereby advised to revalidate their registrations in the course of this Continuous Voter Registration (CVR) exercise. Also, eligible and intending registrants who are residing close to the newly established polling units are hereby advised to take advantage of these new polling units and register, as eligible voters are not only encouraged but expected to register at centers close to their residences. Here's the table of the scheduled rollout of the exercise. 1. Commencement of online registration only. Date 28th June 2021. Location online through the Inec registration portal. 2. Commencement of scheduled appointments for online registrants. Date 19th July 2021. Location Inec state and local government offices nationwide. 3. Commencement of physical CVR. Date 19th July 2021. Location Inec state and local government offices nationwide. 4. Commencement of physical CVR at all other registration centers. Date to be determined based on evaluation of security situation. Location all 2,673 registration centers nationwide. Meanwhile, it is also good to point out that the CVR exercise in Anambra State will be temporarily closed in August 2021 to enable the Inec team on ground plan and prepare adequately for the forthcoming gubernatorial election coming up later in the year. Albeit, the entire CVR exercise should round off by the third quarter of 2022. In over 25 years of several unsuccessful attempts, the comprehensive expansion of access to polling units for voters has been accomplished by Inec. The process of converting the voting points and voting point settlements into independent polling units have been accomplished in just 4 months because of the commendable cooperation and support of all stakeholders involved in erecting democratic structures and healthy political culture for Nigeria. This landmark achievement in our democratic processes is beautifully captured by the words of the chairman of Inec, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu.
We are confident that the new polling units will guarantee better access to voters during elections. The successful conclusion of the exercise is a testimony to what the Commission and stakeholders can achieve when we work together in productive partnership.
The novelty of the online exercise makes CVR an exercise that is all-inclusive, pervasive, and easily accessible. In 10 simple steps, every voter gets a friendly welcome at the online portal. Prospective registrants come online to perform a pre-registration using the URL cvr.inec.gov.ng or cvr.inecnigeria.org. The registrant will create an account on the portal using a valid email address to enable him or her commence the pre-registration process. Upon creating the account activation link will be sent to the email address provided during account registration. The registrant will click on the provided link to activate and continue with pre-registration process. Each registrant shall fill an online form with the relevant and necessary information. After filling the form, the registrant shall select a convenient date and time when he or she would want to visit the registration center for biometric capture to complete his or her registration. The registrant shall click on the Submit button to complete his or her pre-registration, and after a successful submission, an application slip containing his or her application ID, a QR code, and relevant details will be generated. Print your application slip, which contains an application number, QR code, and other details. Visit an Inec registration center on the scheduled date of appointment with a printed application slip for biometric capture. A slip will be issued to you after the successful completion of your registration to be used to collect your permanent voters card (PVC). Quite proudly, Inec is teamed up to resume the CVR with fully updated registration software and the planned deployment of almost 5,500 staff that have been trained to man the 2,673 registration centers nationwide. Among the equipment for the exercise is a new registration machine called the Inec Voter Enrollment Device (IVED). This device is an improved digital tablet that will replace the old laptop-based Direct Data Capture Machine (DDCM). In conclusion, the Inec is tabling an open invitation to all Nigerians who are eligible to vote to take ownership of this basic but all-important civic responsibility in the building of a nation. The electoral body, in its operational independence, invites all of us to register in order to vote, because your vote is your power. Inec, making your vote count, consolidating our democracy. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec.